Hey guys, welcome to our section 3, crafting a digital advertising plan. One of our biggest challenges as digital marketers is traffic. How can we easily affordably get people's attention, push them to our websites and convert them to subscribers or maybe customers? The secret is digital advertising, and if you understand how to make it work, it can give you full control over your traffic flow and help you sell more as well. In this section, you'll learn the process for planning, setting up, and optimizing your ads, including the metrics you need to watch, especially the lingo, the language you'll use as a media buyer, and the people in your business who should be responsible for digital advertising. But before we start, let's get clear about why paid traffic is a smarter investment than organic. Free traffic is always the goal, right? Which is why most businesses aim for organic traffic first. After all, if you can get a steady flow of free traffic, you'll pocket the savings because you're not spending ads. But as with everything else in life, you get what you pay for. The easiest way to explain that is with a simple comparison. The water hose versus the rain. Paid traffic is like a water hose. You have complete control over the direction it's pointed to, the amount of water pouring from it, and how long you let the water flow. You can turn it on and off and whenever you want. If you're getting more traffic than you need with paid traffic, you can slow the flow. You have control of where it's going, how fast, and when. Whereas organic traffic, on the other hand, is more like rain. You're not sure when or if it will come, how consistent it will be, nor how long will it last. Listen to the Weather Channel all you want. You have no control. With organic traffic, you can lose traffic if Google changes their algorithm. If a competitor has a huge launch, you could lose traffic to them. You also have no control over where the traffic goes. Even simple things like changing the URL on your landing page can mess things up. You can enjoy all the control of paid traffic without it actually costing you anything. You do that by building funnels that reimburse your ad spends. So in essence, you can acquire customers for free, and then once your advertising costs have been reimbursed, use simple tactics to build loyalty and optimize your customers' lifetime value. Better still, it's not an either-or proposition. The better your paid traffic is, the better your organic traffic will be as well, because good advertising drives traffic. And the pages that gets lots of traffic tend to rank higher in search engines. That creates an upward spiral of traffic acquisition, a win-win, as you may say, if you will. But it's important to be realistic. You just can't run one traffic campaign and expect it to magically deposit $1 million in your bank. If you want a constant flow of leads and customers for your business, you must look at this as a system. Let's talk about the top 3 sources of paid traffic. Some of the best platforms for paid traffic are Google, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Twitter. But to know which one is right for you, you need to know where your customers hang out and which ad platforms are suited for the type of marketing that they do. In most cases, you'll probably start with Facebook and Google. According to Business Insider, these 2 sites drive 80% of referral traffics, more than all the other platforms combined. Google is like the yellow pages because Google is a search engine. People start there when they're looking for information, so it's a lot like the yellow pages. To drive traffic through Google, you bid on keywords. That will help people find you and can lead to an ideal sales conversion. Facebook, on the other hand, is like a billboard. Scrolling through your Facebook newsfeed is a bit like driving down the highway. As you scroll, you see ads, promoted posts, as well as random comments and posts. And if you as a business are willing to pay, your message will also appear in the newsfeed of your targeted audience. With Facebook, you can spend as little as you want and still expand your reach because it's a social platform, and because they collect data on our behavior every day, they know a lot about us. All that data makes them the most powerful ad platform available today. Target your ads precisely enough and you're sure to get the right eyeballs in your message. YouTube, on the other hand, is like television. YouTube's top metric is the number of minutes watched. Their goal is to keep you on the site consuming videos, so they operate a lot like a traditional television. Playing ads in the videos, interrupting people's viewing. Disruptive, yes, but with YouTube, your ads are always going to be relevant. That's because you can target your ads based on the YouTube channel your audience likes, the type of videos they watch, and what they're searching for. So what are the top 3 paid traffic sources? What's the best place to start with your paid traffic campaigns? Facebook, Google, and YouTube, all 3 will give you quality traffic from people who are interested into your offers. Okay, that gives you a good background for the strategy we're about to discuss. Let's dig into the methods you'll use to execute a winning ad strategy. Methods of well-executed digital advertising will be as follows. We've established that paid traffic is your best and most cost-effective way to drive traffic. Now let's talk about how to create ads that magnetically attract your best customers. We're going to focus primarily on Facebook here, okay? But you can apply the same process to whatever platform you are using. Also understand, this is Marketing 101 introduction. So we're not going to go about showing you how to create the ads within the ad platform of Facebook or Google. This is us talking about the concepts, the journey. So there are 2 concepts for evaluating your target audience. How do you know the type of ads you should be running and how to precisely target those ads? And we're going to share with you those 2 concepts. The first concept is the customer journey. The customer value journey. Do you remember that from early on today on the other sections? So this is the path people follow as they build relationships with your business, from first touch to the final sale and back again. The 3 core stages of this journey are awareness, evolution, and conversion. When we talk about awareness, this is the top of the funnel when new prospects first discover your brand, that it exists, and that you can help them solve a particular problem. Then you have the middle part, which is the evaluation. This is that middle of the funnel when prospects are seriously considering making a purchase. Their biggest question is whether you're the best choice to solve their problems. Then we move on to conversion, which is the bottom of the funnel, where people take action and buy something from you. Now, on concept 2, we have what we call the traffic temperature. At each stage of the customer journey, your audience has a different relationship with you. At the top of the funnel, they barely know you and may not even know what you do or that you exist. But as they move through the funnel, they learn more about you and become more committed and loyal. You might say they warm up to you, which is why we refer to this deepening relationship as traffic temperature. Let's talk about cold traffic. Generally, this is new traffic from people who are in the awareness stage. These people are good prospects for your business, but have never heard of you or your brand. Your goal with cold traffic is indoctrination. You want to introduce your business to new audiences and get them coming back for more. Now, warm traffic, on the other hand, comes from people who know who you are but haven't bought anything yet. It aligns with the evaluation stage. Your goal with warm traffic is acquisition, to convert a site visitor into a lead. Now let's talk about hot traffic. Hot traffic comes from the people who are at the conversion stage. These are your buyers, people who are ready to buy or have already bought something from you. Your goal with hot traffic is monetization, to sell a high dollar product to your best customers. Ultimately, your goal is to move people from cold to hot, transforming new leads into loyal customers, willing to buy from you over and over again. You do that by matching your message to a prospect's temperature. With cold traffic, you don't necessarily offer a sale. You'll spend more time building relationships, whereas hot traffic, the relationship is secure. You speak more as a friend, and you make offers based on topics you know they're interested in. Believe it or not, these 2 concepts alone will massively improve your ability to create successful traffic campaigns. Simply relating to people based on their temperature, you'll build trust and engagement. Now let's move on to the 5 elements that make up a winning ad campaign. The first one is what we call your offer. Your offer is not the same thing as your product or service. Your business is built around a product, your ad campaign is built around an offer. So what is an offer? It's that unique combination of your product or service with other bonuses or add-ons, including all the details of your promotion, your deliverables, the price, the schedule, how it's being delivered, and many more. So you may only have one product, but you can offer it for sale in a variety of different ways, creating hundreds of different offers. Your offer is also the starting point of your ad campaign. Get it right and everything else will usually fall into place. But the opposite is just as true. Put together a bad offer and your ad will not work at all. The second part is your copy. Your ad copy refers to the messaging you use in your ad campaigns. It should be clear and compelling, so the benefits will stand out, both the benefits of engaging with the ad and of taking whatever action you're asking for. Good copy has a strong emotional hook. It's intriguing and persuasive without relying on hype. Generally, you want to start your ad by speaking to a pain point your target is dealing with. Then your offer will be presented as the solution. The third part is the creative. Creative refers to your graphic elements of your ad, the image, the video, the carousel images. Don't be fooled by the term creative. It doesn't have to be overly imaginative. Good creative communicates your message visually in just a second or two, so it supports and enhances your copy. With my company, we like to be literal with our ad creative. Whenever possible, we visually display the offer so people know at a glance what the deliverable is. In both cases, the creative is literal, depicting as closely as possible the download we're offering. Now, as we go through these trainings, other trainings that we have, our other programs, we'll talk about, how to be able to save on your creative part. Are you somebody that can use certain apps or certain products to create your posts, your images, your videos, or maybe show you how to find the right people to bring into your team to make that for you. Now, the fourth section is your AdScent. AdScent, S-C-E-N-T, refers to the congruency, or what we call sameness, throughout your campaign. Why is this important? Well, because trust is a huge conversion factor. Remember, we have to bring people from liking you, then trusting you. If people feel comfortable that your offer is valid, they'll seriously consider your offer. Do anything to create doubt or fear, and they'll exit without taking action. Every time we click, we simply use visual cues or scents to ensure we're in the right place. If we lose scent at any point, we begin to feel we're in the wrong place or that we're being tricked. As soon as that happens, we exit and go back to where we first started. Your visitors should always feel like they're on the right path. You do this by creating a flow visually in your messaging and in the presentation of your offer, from your ad to your landing page and every other piece of your campaign. To create congruency, focus on three elements. Design, use similarly imagery and colors on each piece of the campaign. Then you also work on your messaging, use similar phrases and benefits. Then your offer should be the same all throughout. AdScent is low-hanging fruit in digital advertising. Get it right and you'll boost your conversion rate at a lower cost. Let's move on to number 5, which is targeting. The final element in a high-performing ad campaign is targeting. And it's important because even a great offer won't convert if you put it in front of the wrong audience. So I want you to follow the 2 rules of thumb when planning your targeting. First, be as specific as possible. Specificity has to do with research. When planning your targeting, learn as much as possible about your target audience. You want to know the target audience so well you can single out specific interests that this group has, but no one else would have. Second, get the message right for your target temperature. Temperature, as we talked about earlier, has to do with matching your messages to the level of relationship you have with that target audience. Are they cold? Are they hot? Are they warm? So here's the guidelines for getting the temperature right. Cold traffic. Here, you're just introducing yourself to the new audience. So you have 3 goals. Indoctrination, which means you aim to build trust and establish credibility by sharing valuable information for free. Then you have pixeling. When they arrive on your content, pixel them so you run more ads to them and warm them up. Have you guys ever gone to a website, then for some reason when you go back to your Facebook page, you see that product being advertised in front of you? It's showing again where you are. That's pixeling. Just to be able to explain to you guys a little bit more for the ones who don't know what pixeling is. Now we have segmentation. If they click on a blog post about email marketing, we know they're interested in that topic, so we can make them more relevant offer later. So what kind of offers do you make to cold traffic people? blog posts, social media updates, content videos, podcasts, lead magnets, quizzes, white papers, YouTube ads to content, Twitter ads to pillar content, and even infographics. When paying for cold traffic, you'll pixel people who engage with you and click through the free content. You want to give them value so they begin to like your brand, so focus on entertaining, inspiring, and educating everyone who clicks through. Warm traffic. Think about warm traffic as acquaintances who have shown interest in return. It's not a developed relationship yet, but there has been a connection. So you'll target these ads differently. How do you do that? Leads that opted into an email list. You'll upload that list to a traffic platform. People who have visited your website and been pixeled. Then you have your Facebook fans, Twitter followers, YouTube channel subscribers. These are examples of warm leads. Your goal for warm traffic are to generate leads, drive low dollar sales. What kind of offers do you make on warm traffic? Those are your lead magnets, quizzes or surveys, free or paid webinars, flash sales, product demos, branding videos, books, and free trials. Now, moving on to hot traffic, these are your buyers. They may be people who have opted in and are on the fence about buying from you. They may have entered your shopping cart but exited. They may have added products to the shopping cart, right? Like I said, they never purchased. So we need to target these people a different way because they were one step close to purchasing. The fact they clicked that add to cart button, that means they were thinking about buying. They just did not press purchase. So we need to work on those people. Your goal is running ads to this group. The goals are activation. If they haven't purchased in a while, remind them that you're still there. High dollar sales, upsell buyers of lower priced products. So what kind of offers do you make to hot traffic? Events, paid webinars, high dollar offers, done for you services. Cold, warm, or hot, getting the temperature right allows you to put your campaign in front of the right people. And the more precisely you can target your ads, the better they'll perform. Creating an ad campaign, you have to talk about this right now. How do you put all these concepts and elements together to create a successful ad campaign? The secret is to create everything in advance, all the copy, creative, and targeting. Before trying to set up your campaigns, the idea is to create precisely targeted ads that speak directly to your target audience. And for that, we can actually create what we call a grid. So we're going to create a grid from strategy to scale. The ad grid is a strategic approach to creating campaigns that perfectly align with the temperature and interests of the people you're targeting. The idea is to identify in advance the type of people you're going to target and the hooks that are most likely to grab their attention, so you can be sure you're creating a good marketing that fits the message. You'll create your ad grid. You can either use a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet, but it will look something easily with what we're about to describe. You have to have your steps, right? So step one is identify your avatars. An avatar is a profile of one type of person who'd been interested in your offer. Example, an entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom, a consultant, a doctor, a dentist, a CEO, an entrepreneur, right? The avatars for your campaign may be different from the avatars of your business, and that's okay. For each traffic campaign, you'll have 2 to 4 different avatars. You can have more, of course, but the more avatars you have, the more work it will take to plan your campaign. To figure out who your best avatars are, look at your offer, the lead magnet, the blog post, or webinar you're promoting, and brainstorm several different types of people who want it and benefit from it. Each of these will be an avatar for your campaign. Plug them into top row of your grid. Now, step 2, we need to identify the hooks. What's most appealing about your offer? Each benefit or outcome of your offer can be turned into a hook or grab and get that attention of your audience. Generally, you'll create hooks based on 6 outcomes. The haves. What will they have if they download and consume your offer? How do their lives look before and after? Then you have the feels. How will they feel better, smarter, or more successful for accepting your offer? The average day. How did you change or improve their average day? Their status. How do people elevate in status or become a better person after consuming your offer? Then you have the proof results. What social proof, case studies, or testimonials validate your offer? How can you promote the sense of belonging that people will get from joining other people who've responded? Then you also have your speed and automation. Speak to the time savings or quickness of learnings or applying the information in your offer. Don't feel like you need to create a hook for all these outcomes, but do be creative and come up with several benefits or outcomes that will grab the attention of your avatars. Okay, now that you have your hook, enter them in the first column of your grid. It's easy, right? We're creating this grid right now. Step 3, create your ad copy. You need segmented messaging for every cell in your spreadsheet, each targeting one hook and avatar. You can write the ad copy yourself, or because the ad grid clearly communicates the avatars and hooks you're targeting, you can outsource it to a copywriter. Regardless of who does the writing, you want a unique ad copy for every segment. This level of segmentation gives you the best chances of success in your campaign. Instead of creating these generic ads for a few avatars or hooks, you'll create highly targeted ads aimed specifically to the type of people, the avatars with specific interests, the hooks. With this approach, your odds of getting a good return on your ad spend are incrementally higher. Step 4 is avatar research. Once your copy is written, it's time to research your avatars to identify the interest groups you'll use in your ads. For this, research each avatar separately, finding the answers to each one of these following questions. So pay attention to this. If you need to grab a pen and paper, grab it now. Who are the authority figures, thought leaders, or big brands in your niche? What books, magazines, newspapers does your ideal customer read? What events do they attend? What websites do they frequent? Where do they live? What tools do they use? What's specifically unique about their group? To find the answers, do a Google search and ask people in your target audience. It may take time to find the answers, but these answers will help you get your ads in front of the people who need to see them. So take time. Do it right. Step 5, create or outsource ad creatives. Your creative is the visual element you'll use in each ad. At a minimum, you'll need one creative for each hook. What should your creative look like? Do a Google search, a Google image search of each hook's keyword and see what comes up. Then you click image and you see what happens. Use this as an aspiration, but guys, please pay attention. Do not copy. Design original images or videos that include the imagery people associate with your keyword, but that also have your brand's unique look and feel. Think about the colors schemes that you use. Think about those. Think about shapes. Think about your logo. Now move on to step 6. Set up your ads and complete your results. At this point, you have all the assets you need for your ad campaign. It's time to set up your ads. Use the ad grid to help you build each ad. Use the avatar for your targeting. Use the copy and creative you've developed to build the ads. Use your avatar interest to build an audience size in the range of 500,000 to 1.5 million each. Then turn your ads on, run them for about a week. Once you start getting results, you can begin gathering your metrics. Your best success metrics in the purpose of your campaign and the temperatures you're targeting might be cost per click, cost per mil, or what we call cost per 1,000 impressions, cost per acquisitions. You have your ROI, which is your return on investment, or some other metric that reflects your success. Record that metric in an ad grid below, below that you created right now. And we're going to start paying attention, and we're going to collect metrics 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and at the end of the campaign. Now, step 7 is scale. Scaling is about figuring out what's working, what's not, and how you can get bigger, better results. There are 2 ways to scale a campaign: horizontally and vertically. Horizontally, if your results for an avatar are better than average, buy traffic in on other platforms to boost your visibility to that group of people. Then you have vertically, if a specific hook or avatar is working especially well, create more ad sets that group on the same platform. Find your winning avatar and hooks and scale those, but also refine your process so you get better results in less time with a smaller investment of time or money. Next thing is making sure that you optimize your process, guys. In digital advertising, your goal is to attract cold traffic, then warm it up over time so you can effectively attract new people to your website. Get them to opt in and persuade them to hit that buy button. To do that, you'll build campaigns that include ads for all temperatures of your target audience. The challenge is to stay within your budget while targeting different segments. Here's how to optimize your ad spend. So we use this type of formula, the 6-3-1. So let's assume your budget allows you to spend $10 a day, right? Your daily spend will look like this: $6 a day for cold traffic, $3 a day for warm traffic, and $1 a day for retargeting and selling a higher dollar product. That ratio, can change periodically, but it's a good way to start. This is a good balance. It allows you to target all temperatures while maintaining control of your spending. Let's talk about optimizing your ads. When targeting different temperatures, you need to adapt your ads to the level of relationships. You need to optimize a weak campaign. If your campaign isn't performing well, go back to your offer. If you have a powerful offer, your other elements can be weak and the ads will still not work. But if your offer isn't right, nothing else matters. In some cases, your ads will start out strong, but results will wane over time. When this happens, it usually means ad fatigue has set in. People have seen the ad too many times and aren't responding to it anymore. You can fix ad fatigue in a couple ways. Number one, retarget the other audience or change out the campaign. Now let's move on to the language, the lingo that you need to know as a digital advertiser. So what are the terms we need to know? Well, first one is traffic temperature. This classification of audiences you target with your digital advertising campaigns as cold, warm, or hot. Then you have cold traffic, audiences targeted with ads that have no prior experience with your brand, your products, your people. Ads targeted at cold audiences introduce business to prospects and establish trust and authority in an effort to build awareness. Warm traffic, you remember that, right? There are audiences targeted with ads that are aware of your brand, products, people, but have not yet converted to a customer or haven't purchased in a very long time. Ads targeted at warm audiences should be designed to convince a prospect that you have the superior solution. And of course, we have hot traffic. These are audiences targeted with ads that have previously purchased. These audiences know your reputation, have used your product or service. Ads targeted at hot audience should convert a customer into a high ticket or a repeat buyer. Now, what's a retargeting campaign? Do you guys know it? Do you guys know the lingo already? Because we discussed this already. Okay, let me discuss this, right? Retargeting campaign, an ad campaign designed to reach customers and prospects with a message and offer that is based on their previous behavior. That behavior might be an opt-in to a lead form, a purchase, or a visit to a page on your website. Ad retargeting is available from ad platforms such as Facebook as well as in Google. Let's move on to frequency. These are the how many times has an ad been shown to the people you're targeting. Ideally, you want to keep their frequency below 10. If people see them too many times, they might get ad fatigue. Also think about relevance. The Facebook metric calculating how relevant your ad is to your target audience. In Google AdWords, it's called quality score. It measures people's engagement level and how much they like your ad. So what are the metrics you need to watch for as a digital advertiser? Well, you have your CTR, your click-through rate, the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions on an ad, and any other call to action. The higher the click-through rate, the more prospects you will be moving from stage to stage in the customer's journey. Then you have your CPA, right? This is your cost per acquisition of customer, the amount of advertising spent divided by the number of customers generated. Drill down on this metric by calculating CPA by traffic campaign, traffic source, and more. Then you have your CPL, which is your cost per lead, the amount of advertising spend divided by the number of leads generated. Once again, drill down on this metric by calculating CPL by traffic campaign, traffic source, and more. So these are some of the basic stuff you should know. Moving on to more, there's CPC, or what we call cost per click. This is the amount of advertising spent divided by the number of clicks on the ad set, or ad campaign. Now guys, believe it or not, this is the least important of these four metrics. And to be honest, CPCs for Google has increased tremendously lately, but that does not mean that you should not be doing it. Then you have your cost per mil, or cost per 1,000 impressions, also known as CPM. It's the amount it costs to reach 1 million people. When you're creating a campaign to extend your reach or build brand awareness, this is the metric to use. Now let's look at the roles. Who has the responsibility for digital advertising? So you have your media buyer, also known as your paid traffic specialist. The paid traffic team or individual should have primary responsibility. They need to set up and deploy your digital advertising. They rely on input from other teams and individuals within the organization, especially for designers for creating an ad graphics and landing pages, marketing and sales for creating compelling offers, and content marketing, for finding great content to direct cold traffic too. Then you have your marketing and sales team. So as the competition for attention continues to increase online, All your marketing team must learn to buy traffic at a positive return on ad spend, the ROI, return on investment. Then you have your content marketing team. It's any team member who's producing content, blogs, podcasts, videos, press release, etc. They must understand how that content can be leveraged by a paid traffic specialist. So let's sum things up for this section 3, which is, crafting a digital advertising plan. So when we sum things up, digital advertising is pretty much just a key tactic for digital marketers because it gives you control over your traffic flow. To succeed though, you need to create different campaigns for each stage of the customer's journey, and you need to understand the temperatures of each stage. Get that right, and you'll soon be driving traffic like a pro. But your digital marketing mastery doesn't stop there. Not only do you want to be driving traffic to your on-site content and landing pages, you also want to re-engage or engage your audience in social media. And that's just what we'll cover in the next section, which is section 4.